one of the main things I do at the studio is I have fun with the audience, you know. So we're taping the Daily Show, and you know, when we step down for like the space between ad breaks, because we basically tape live to tape, which means we try not to have retakes. We just try to have the show as authentic as possible. And so in between, what I do is I'll just chat to the audience, you know, just chat about what's going on in my head. Maybe there's like some ideas that aren't fully formed, some pieces of information that I have, maybe larger conversations, and I don't know which way they're going to lead. And I used to do this with the audience all the time. And one day, it was actually someone who came to the show and said, "Hey," they came twice, and then they were like, "Hey, how do I watch this part as well?" Mm-hmm. I was like, "Well, you can't." And I said, "Why not?" And I said, "Because it's not filmed." And they were like, "Well, why don't you film it?" I was like, I don't have an answer for that. I never. It was such a simple question, and it was an honest audience member who just said to me, "Hey, why don't you just film that? Because you said something that I wanted to show my friends, and I couldn't because they weren't here with me." And so then I said, "Well, why don't we just record perpetually? You know, while the show is happening, we record, and then when we stop, we just keep recording." And at first, people were just like, are you setting yourself up for some scandal? Because, I mean, you don't know when the cameras are on. And I was like, yeah, but what I say is what I say, and let's put it out there, and we'll see how it goes. And it was never meant to be anything viral or anything. You know, like sometimes people will be like, you should make a viral segment. I'm like, that's not how viral works. So what it was just an organic place for me to engage with an audience and go, there are things I don't know about. Like, everything that we create on the show is a culmination of everyone who works on it. You know, it's our script writers, it's our team of correspondents, it's our producers, you know, it's our fact checkers. It's not just like, we don't just put it together and go like, let's go say this on TV. But between the scenes is a space where I can, you know, for lack of a better term, just ignorantly wade into a topic and see what happens, just engage with an audience. There's no material, there's no news. It doesn't have to be what's happening on the day. It's just what's in the zeitgeist. And so it's my most honest expression, and it's a different pace from what I do on the actual Daily Show. But it needs the Daily Show to succeed. So the two are the yin and yang of each other. The Daily Show is meant to be slick. It's meant to be, you know, a parody of a news program. Although news has become like the parody itself now because of all the jokes, because of Trump. You guys can't control it. No, genuinely, you felt it as well. Like, I've seen your face, Jake, when sometimes when you're reading the news, you're just like, I'm on Comedy Central. And so what's nice is between the scenes gets to break that pace and just be like, hey, this is really between the scenes of what's happening on the show. And it's done really well, and I enjoy doing it. And you know, I remember one day I realized it had really spawned a life of its own when Anna Kendrick came to the show, and she was like, "Hey, do I get to be on Between the Scenes?" And I was like, "That's not a thing." And she was like, "But then what have I been watching?" And I said, and yes, Anna, but it's not like a planned thing. She was like, "Yeah, then I just want to come hang out with you without planning." And I was like, "Okay." And then she came out and sat there, and she's like, "What happens?" I was like, "This is what happened. Nothing happened." There's no alpha and omega. It just happens, and we see where it goes. And we had a great time, and so that's become an organic part of the Daily Show that engages people in a different way online.